everyone, welcome to our first ever episode of Fat Lads in Kilts.
We're going to take you on a journey through Scotland. We're going to show you some fascinating history, some magnificent castles and scenery.
That's a whiskey.
Hi, whiskey. And not forgetting Outlander. So, what have we got on the agenda for today?
Today we're going to, for Outlander fans, we're going to visit some magnificent Edinburgh Outlander locations.
Alright, let's crack on then, shall we? So we're standing here in West Parliament Square, and this is the site just behind Stevie's cone-shaped head. That's better. You can actually see the bit in Outlander that he's going to talk about, but I'll give you a little panoramic view of the square itself. If you look behind my beautifully proportioned head, that is St Giles Cathedral, also known, or real name is High Kirk of Scotland. And then we'll spin around, you can see some old buildings on the Royal Mile, and then statue of the Duke of Buccleuch while he's back. And then just over there we have the High Court, David Hume, Deacon Brodie's Tavern in the distance, and the building behind Mahid is the French Consulate. That was built in the early 1900s as the Midlothian County buildings. So we're going to walk over here to the Signet Library, and Stevie's going to give you a little bit of spiel on the Outlander.
So here we are at the Signet Library. Now you'll not recognise the exterior in the filming of Outlander, but the inside was used for the Governor's Mansion House in Jamaica in Season 3, Episode 12, The Bacra. On the ground floor we've got the Colonnades Restaurant. Now this is a fantastic place to go for afternoon tea, and you can also hire out for weddings and private functions.
So as we're walking through here, this is Parliament Square. This is the site of the old Scottish Parliament. And in front of us you can see a chap on horseback. That's King Charles II. And that's the oldest statue in Scotland, I think it is. It's made of lead, and it was put up there in 1685. And then you can see the side of St Giles Cathedral. And then we have the Court of Session, the Law Courts, the Supreme Court. And just underneath this van here, we have car park space number 23. And that is the resting place of John Knox, the great reformer.
And he place to be buried.
Aye, number 23. Keep your wee chicken legs, man.
Beautiful.
Oh, oh dear. And if you look at the back of, Charles II, he's got a wee cherub on his back. Not sure what the symbolism is of that. And we'll just spin round and get a full view of him. There we go, King Charles II. So we're just on the High Street in the Royal Mile in Edinburgh, and we're just passing John Knox's house on the left hand side. And we're...
House that you never stayed in.
Well, hi. You don't tell tourists that. So we're just going to go across the road here to Tweeddale Court. So we're just heading into Tweeddale Court, and this was named after the Marquis of Tweeddale. And down the bottom of the close you'll start to see an old house, which was the old British Linen Bank. And as we come through these gates here, on the right hand side we have part of the old King's Wall, which was constructed in 1450. And this little garage here is an old garage for sedan chairs, which used to be used by the upper classes in Edinburgh. And Stevie's going to tell us about this close in regards to Outlander.
Okay, so you'll instantly recognise this. This is where we see Clare meet Fergus after about 20 years apart. It was set out as a market scene. Down here there was loads of market stalls. Now all the pipe work was all covered up to hide it all. If we go down here a little bit, this is the area here, and also the windows were painted a different colour for the Outlander filming. Now if we pan round across here, you'll see Oliver and Boyd, who were an Edinburgh printing company. Now up to the left here, you'll see a hoist. Now this was used to lift the printing paper up into the printing press. Now that was between 1820 and 1970. Also here we have Scotland's first gas-powered lamp.
So where I'm standing just now is the exact spot where William Begbie was murdered in 1806. William Begbie was a porter for the British Linen Bank just down the hill, and he was robbed of £5,000, which was an absolute fortune in those days. Nobody was ever caught for the murder of William Begbie, but the money was eventually found about 10 years later, stuffed in a wall in the new town.
So here we are, Carfax Close, home to Jamie's print shop. Now up here, you'll see a staircase leading to the print shop. Now, nothing was filmed inside, that was all done in the studio, but the exterior was all managed out here. Now, this was all wooden. You would have had the sign at the end, AJ Malcolm. Down here, if you tilt the camera around, there's an archway. This is where you would see Jamie come in and out. Now if you go up the stairs...
Keep your kilt down, mind. Get his wee sparry legs.
No peeking.
Bad sight of the week.
Now across here, this is Aitchison House. Now, this is where we've seen Mr. Willoughby lick the prostitute, where Jamie comes in and saves him. It's also where Jamie stayed in the brothel. Now, the funny thing about this, in real life, in the late 19th century, this was actually a brothel. Now, it was actually called the Cock and Trumpet. Now, I'm pretty sure we would have found Steve in here on a Friday and a Saturday night.
Speak for yourself, you tube.
Here we are at Edinburgh's second castle, Craigmillar Castle, which is also Ardsmuir Prison in Outlander.
Is it aye?
Aye. Let's go and explore.
So we're standing here at the back of Craigmillar Castle, and this was built in the late 1300s. And Steve, if you could just pan round to give folk a sort of view of what it actually looks like. Absolutely stunning architecture. And this is associated with Mary Queen of Scots. She came here in the mid 1500s to convalesce after the birth of her son James, and it was during this time that she is said to have formed the Craigmillar Bond, which was a plot to kill her husband. And after this period, it was bought in the mid 1600s by the Gilmore family, and by the mid 1700s the castle was ruinous.
So here we are, Ardsmuir Prison, otherwise known as Craigmillar Castle. Now this was used in season 3, episode 3, All Debts Paid. Now it's one of the places where the crew didn't have to do much aesthetics to make it look old, as it's perfect, absolutely perfect for the filming. It's here we find Jamie, Murtagh and some of the other Jacobites held prisoner after the Battle of Culloden. It's also where Murtagh is gravely ill, and it's also where we see Jamie strike up an unlikely friendship with Lord John Grey, which he does use to his advantage to gain medicine and other things for the prisoners. It's also been used in outlawking. more recently, and it's also been used in 1997 for filming of Ivanhoe. So this brings us to the end of our first ever video for Fat Lads in Kilts. We hope you've enjoyed it.
If you did enjoy it, please subscribe, like, click the notification bell, share it with your friends, that sort of thing.
And if you are a business and you would like us to come along and showcase your business, if you can get in touch with us at fatladsinkilt@gmail.com. Thanks for watching.
Thanks very much, guys.
See you next time.
Cheers.